Welcome back to 843 TV. We are now joined by Nicole Dixon, who is the senior planner for the Town of Hilton Head Island. Nicole, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what is the Community Rating System, or CRS, program?
The CRS program is a division of the National Flood Insurance Program, and it's a voluntary program for communities where it provides incentives in the form of flood insurance premium discounts to communities that go above and beyond the minimum floodplain management requirements, where we provide extra protective measures for flood protection. And the CRS program involves 18 different activities that towns can incorporate into their daily practice. They don't have to do all of the activities, but the more activities that you do, the more points you get, and the better you're ranked. The town has been part of the CRS program since October of 1991.
Wow. And have those changed? Those 18 elements changed over the 20
They
years?
have. Just a few years ago, about 2 years ago, the CRS manual was revised, and so it's now a lot more involved, a lot more difficult to get those points and get that rating.
So how does the town of Hilton Head Island benefit for being a part of this program?
Well, the town, the way the activities work is you receive a certain amount of points for each part of that activity that you do. And FEMA will do an audit of the community and will assign certain points for the activities that you do, and then you're ranked a certain class. And right now the town is ranked a class 5. And so we've become a better, higher class through the years. And because we're a class 5 right now, we get the community a 25% discount on their flood insurance premium for the properties that are in the A and V zone, which is the special flood hazard area. So they receive a 25% discount on the flood insurance premium, and for properties that are in the B or C zone, receive a 10% discount.
And is that automatic, or is that something that the property owners have to go through the town in order to receive that
No, it's
discount?
automatically done when you get
Really?
your flood insurance. Yes.
It's kind of important when you live at sea level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those little things.
Well, Nicole, tell us, what is the Program for Public Information, or this PPI, and what exactly is the goal there?
Okay, so a major component of the CRS program is outreach, making the community aware of their flood hazards, and it is recommended by the CRS program under this new revised manual that I just mentioned to have this public program for information, which is an organized document that organizes all of the outreach efforts that the town does. And so there was a 7-step process that the town had to go to. I had to form a committee of staff and outside non-staff members, and we had to go through a 7-step process, and we actually just got it adopted several weeks ago by our town council. And the goal of the PPI is to, like I said, have an organized outreach effort and to help the community be aware of their flood hazard, help them protect themselves, protect their property, make them aware of the importance of having flood insurance coverage for their structure, for contents, help them prepare for a disaster, for flooding, and that sort of thing.
That's the stuff that nobody likes to talk about.
Yes, it is.
So what are some of the key messages that the town's trying to get out to the residents and the visitors of the
Okay,
island?
well, as part of the PPI program, there are 10 priority topics, and they range from knowing your flood hazard, disaster preparedness, purchasing flood insurance. So there's 10 key topics, and then these topics are disseminated to the community via messages, and it ranges from anywhere. One of our messages is turn around, don't drown. So we want people to know that you shouldn't walk into or drive into standing water if there's a flood or a hurricane.
It's very deceiving, especially on the island, and even really out in Bluffton. If there's standing water, I can't tell you. I mean, the last couple times it's rained, I've seen a car stuck every time. I'm like, don't go in there.
Yeah.
If it's that deep, don't go.
Right. So that's one example of a message. Another example would be, don't dump trash or debris into storm drains, ditches, streams, because that, in turn affects our environment, affects the water quality, which provides natural beneficial functions for floodplains. So there's all sorts of messages that are part of this document that we want to get out to the community to make them be aware, help themselves, help the community.
And a lot of that stuff's information that people aren't aware of because they've not grown up on the coast or they
That's
don't
right.
live near. And we've got so many different waterways. I mean, we've got our intercoastal and then the ocean, the marsh, and everything else. People have said to me, well, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. I'm like, well, because if you kill your environment that you just built your big, huge house on, it's not going to be worth any money.
Right.
If you have no other motivation than that, it's like, think about it that way.
And that's why it's such a major component of this program is the public outreach to
Right.
make the people aware because
Knowledge
like you
is
said,
power.
exactly.
That's right. Half the battle is communicating these people and educating these people.
Yes.
It's very different if you've not grown up here for sure. Well, what are some examples of the outreach projects that have been made a part, of the town's new PPI?
Well, like I mentioned, the message, turn around, don't drown. I just designed and ordered magnets, refrigerator magnets that have a little picture of a car going into flooded water, flooded street. It says, turn around, don't drown, contact the town at such and such number. And I will be distributing these magnets to rental property management companies to put in their rental units because, you know, we have renters and visitors that aren't aware of the dangers of this. So that's one outreach project. We are really trying to educate the public, educate realtors. We just had an event, we hosted an event at Town Hall a couple days ago with area realtors. We had over 60 realtors show up and we did like a flood awareness 101. Because
They're usually the first point of contact.
They are the first point of contact and we use them to get the word out to the buyers and residents.
That's a whole lot of information to try to fit in a 6-minute segment. But for more information, make sure that you visit the town's website. And thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
And make sure that you join us next time for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.